Concerning this storm that is dropping out of Cheyenne County, moving towards the south and east, towards the town of East right here along Highway 287. We're finally starting to see that snow intensity pick up around Colorado Springs as well. Still the heaviest of the snow over eastern El Paso and Pueblo counties, but it will continue to trek towards the west as we go throughout the rest of our morning. These wind gusts by themselves might be capable of already producing some damage, maybe to trees that still have the leaves on them. Look at that, the highest snowfall totals for the southern I-25 corridor and out over the eastern and the southeastern plains. Those kind of totals could make driving extremely dangerous or even impossible. Probably right on time for the evening commute. So if you can leave work a little bit early, today would probably be a good day to do that, because that snow will stick as soon as it starts falling, pretty much like we're seeing this morning, because the temperatures are going to be so cold. That is going to move closer, and we've talked about this before this winter. That is a very favorable position to bring some impact to southern Colorado. So we have to watch what's going to happen this weekend. It's still a couple of days out. If you want to take the sled out, you're probably going to have to do that this morning, now that the snow is still nice and dry. As soon as that sun comes out this afternoon, it will turn to slush very quickly.
It would also be cold out there.
Well, that's the least of the worries at that point, I guess.
He doesn't want to be thrown off the mountain by a ghost.
Thrown off this is getting from bad to worse, guys. Let's get to the weather real quick. The other one looks to be over southeastern El Paso County. On the bigger picture, you can see that a bit better. Those dark blue colors, but some models bring that closer to I-25. So that is something we're going to watch very closely in future model runs for the rest of today, with rain and some snow for some higher elevations, especially up towards Monument Hill and northern areas of Colorado Springs. But I think the better chance for some rain and snow arrives with another round of moisture later on into the afternoon, with once again some rain and snow in there. And because this is a cut-off low, as we call it, because it's detached from the jet stream way up north, it is going to linger for a little bit. You see the heaviest snow still out over the eastern plains, but it is pushing westward as we go throughout the next couple of hours. So as we are already seeing out there, the snow intensity is increasing around the I-25 corridor. 6:44 now, as our breaking weather alert continues. We still have those winter storm warnings in effect, highlighted in pink here, until 5 a.m. tomorrow. So for the rest of our day today, and also into the overnight tonight, as we're still expecting rounds of some pretty heavy snow in there. And already we're seeing that out there on the radar. The darker the blue, the heavier the snow, and it's coming down pretty hard for many of you out over the eastern plains. And this whole mess has been moving closer towards I-25, and I think over the last hour or so, we're finally starting to see that snow intensity pick up around Colorado Springs as well. Still the heaviest of the snow over eastern El Paso and Pueblo counties, but it will continue to trek towards the west as we go throughout the rest of our morning. You can see that on our hour by hour as well. Again, the darker the blue, the heavier the snow, and there could be some very heavy snow out there for the eastern and the southeastern plains, pushing towards I-25 for the rest of our day here. So also into the afternoon hours, still plenty of snow going on out there. There could be some rain mixing in, as temperatures will be slightly milder than the past couple of days, and that also means that I think most of these snow accumulations on roadways is just going to be slush with some of those heavier snow bands that is still very tough to drive through. So still be very careful out there. And also, unlike the past couple of days, we're not going to get a real break into this afternoon. The snow just continues to come down also into the evening hours, and is going to take us well into the overnight before we finally kick this system on out the door and we start to see some more dry time all across the area. Not before we see another pretty good dumping of snow over the Palmer Divide, a widespread 10 to 15 inches once again, and also over the higher elevations south and west of Colorado Springs. But also those numbers in the city itself are looking very impressive. And speaking of impressive, look at some of those numbers for the southern I-25 corridor and out over the eastern and southeastern plains. You guys already got quite a bit of snow the past few days, and there's a lot more on the way for the next 24 hours or so. There's some uncertainty out over the eastern plains, as it could be some rain mixing in at times, but the bottom line here is there is still a lot of snow on the way. The weekend, though, is looking much better with more sunshine in there. Temperatures back into the 40s and 50s, so we're going to do a lot of melting this weekend and also next week, as those temperatures will still be in the 50s. For Pueblo, Canyon City, and Woodland Park, much of the same. The snow showers will wrap up overnight, early tomorrow morning, and then the weekend is looking much better.
Live from your weather alert leader, you're watching KKTV 11 News.
Once again, it's going to be a very mild day out there on this Tuesday. Temperatures well up into the 60s for Colorado Springs, 70s in Pueblo, and also not too bad for the higher elevations of Woodland Park. Looking at some mid-50s for highs this afternoon. A few clouds out there this morning. I think that will increase later this morning and then for the early afternoon hours as well. This is a cold front that's going to sweep on through from northwest to southeast. It's also going to bring the chance for maybe a few very light rain or snow showers. Rain for the plains, snow for the higher elevations. It's not going to be much. Most of us remain dry, and then as we go into the evening, that's all pushing off towards the south and east. Will be clear as we go through the overnight and into our Wednesday morning. But later in the day tomorrow, already by around the lunchtime hour, new clouds will start to move in from the north, and then we have a better chance for maybe a couple of light showers into tomorrow afternoon. This model is showing it as mostly rain. Really depends on how quickly the temperatures drop behind that cold front and how cold we stay during the day tomorrow. I think most of this will be in the form of snow tomorrow afternoon and evening, with maybe a quick little dusting possible for some of us. Of course, we also have to talk about the wind. Again, that will start to pick up along that cold front later this morning and into the early afternoon. Could see some gusts up to 35 or 40 miles per hour. It's not going to last for too long, and overnight the winds can still be a little bit breezy, but it's not going to be too much. Tomorrow morning also looking nice and quiet, and then winds will pick up a little bit again as those rain and snow showers start to move in. But also that doesn't look like too much, maybe some gusts up to 25 or 30 miles per hour. This is all caused by what we call a short wave. It's a little disturbance in the upper level pattern, moving through pretty quickly. Doesn't have a whole lot of moisture with it. That's why the impacts are not going to be too much. For Thursday and Friday, high pressure is going to take back over. That means temperatures start to increase again. But then by Friday, we're going to have to watch another area of low pressure off towards our south and west, and especially to the weekend. That is going to move closer, and we've talked about this before this winter. That is a very favorable position to bring some impacts to southern Colorado. So we have to watch what's going to happen this weekend. It's still a couple of days out, so make sure to stay tuned for that. So we're watching the chance for some rain and snow showers into the day tomorrow. Lots of sunshine for Thursday and Friday. Temperatures back into the 60s on Friday. Then dropping temperatures and increasing clouds through the weekend. Another chance for some snow Sunday. And it looks like snow chances will continue as we go into much of next week. Also for Pueblo, Canyon City, Woodland Park, lots of sunshine again Thursday and Friday. Increasing temperatures. Then dropping again for the weekend. Snow chances Sunday. And as I mentioned, also next week looks to bring quite a couple of snow chances.